I should have seen it coming, not because of some gut feeling or sixth sense, but because my own mother told me. She sat me down 2 weeks before the wedding, her fingers laced together so tightly that her knuckles turned white. She wasn't the kind of woman to sugarcoat things. "You need to listen to me, and you need to listen carefully," she said. "Tolerate it, accept it. If you want this marriage to last, you have to learn how to live with infidelity." I laughed because what the hell else was I supposed to do? What kind of mother tells her son to prepare for his wife cheating? But then she said something worse. "She already has." That knocked the breath right out of me. I wanted to call her a liar. I wanted to get up, walk out, and never speak to her again. But I didn't. Something about the way she said it made my stomach churn. I demanded to know what she meant. She sighed, looking at me the way you look at a dog who keeps running into a glass door. "You think I don't see things? You think I don't know?" she said. "That girl doesn't respect you, son, and she never will." I left her house furious. I didn't even bother arguing. I was going to prove her wrong. Lisa wasn't perfect, sure, but she loved me. We were in the middle of wedding planning. Of course, she was stressed. Of course, she was distant. It wasn't because she was cheating, right? I needed to hear it from Lisa herself, so I got in my car, drove straight to her apartment, and knocked on her door. And that was when I felt it, the pause. I knocked again, then finally she answered. She was in her robe, her hair slightly tousled, but it wasn't morning. It was 8:30 p.m. Before I could say a word, I heard it, a sound inside her apartment, movement. A low shuffle, and then a voice. A man's voice. Lisa's eyes flickered to mine, and for the briefest second, she hesitated. But instead of panicking, instead of scrambling to come up with some excuse, she did something I will never forget. She smirked. It wasn't an "oops, I got caught" smile. It wasn't guilt. It was something worse. It was amusement. And that was when I knew. I stood there, frozen. My brain refused to process what my eyes were seeing. Lisa didn't move. She leaned against the door frame like she had all the time in the world, that smirk still on her lips like this was a joke to her. Behind her, I could hear him, the rustling of clothes, the unmistakable sound of someone trying to move quietly. "Who's here?" I asked, my voice low. Lisa tilted her head, pretending to think. "No one you need to worry about." My stomach twisted. That was it. That was her response. Not even a fake excuse. Not even a pathetic attempt to lie. "Are you serious right now?" My hands curled into fists at my sides. Lisa sighed like I was the one being unreasonable. Then, without warning, she turned her head and called back into the apartment. "You can come out, babe. He's just leaving." I swear to God, for a second, I thought I was hallucinating. And then he walked out, tall, shirtless, smug. I didn't recognize him, but the way he looked at me, like I was some pathetic loser standing outside his own fiancée's door, made me want to put my fist through his face. Lisa didn't even have the decency to look ashamed. She looked bored. "I mean, did you really think I was just sitting at home waiting for you to text me?" she said, arms crossing over her chest. I felt something inside me crack. "How long?" I asked, my voice barely more than a whisper. She shrugged. "Does it matter?" The guy chuckled. Chuckled, like this was some sitcom, and I was the punchline. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something. But more than anything, I wanted to understand. How the hell did I not see this before? Lisa leaned in slightly, her voice dropping to something almost condescending. "Listen, let's not make this a whole thing, okay? You're getting all worked up over nothing." "Nothing?" My vision blurred with rage. "You've been cheating on me, and it's nothing?" She rolled her eyes. "Come on, don't be dramatic." I took a step back. It was like I was seeing her for the first time. The lies, the manipulation, the way she was so sure that no matter what, I'd just take it. But I wasn't going to take it. Not anymore. I don't remember leaving. 1 second I was standing there, staring at Lisa and the half-naked stranger in her apartment, and the next, I was outside, walking aimlessly down the street. My mind was blank. My chest felt hollow. The world around me blurred, cars passing, voices chattering, city lights flickering. It all felt distant, like I was watching my own life from somewhere far away. The humiliation burned hotter than the rage. I had been played. Worse, I had been discarded like I was nothing, like I was just a temporary inconvenience in Lisa's night. I don't know how long I walked before I ended up back at my car. I sat in the driver's seat, gripping the wheel so tight my fingers ached. I needed to do something, anything, to regain control. And then, like a sick joke from the universe, my phone buzzed. A message from Lisa. I hope you're not going to be weird about this. It's not like we were exclusive. Exclusive? I read it twice. My pulse pounded in my ears. Not exclusive? Exclusive? We were engaged. Engaged. The ring was still sitting in a box at my apartment. The wedding date was already set. And yet, in her mind, none of that mattered. None of it was real. I should have blocked her. I should have ignored it. But instead, my thumbs moved on their own. How long have you been cheating? The dots appeared. She was typing. Then a reply. It's not really cheating if it's not that deep. I exhaled sharply, gripping my phone so hard I thought it would crack. And then, before I could think better of it, I typed back. When did it start this time? She took longer to respond, and when she did, it was worse than I could have imagined. You really want to know? My stomach clenched. Yeah. LOL, okay, F you. Remember your bachelor party? I felt something in my chest tighten. I knew where this was going. I knew, but I still wasn't prepared for what she said next. Yeah, so that night I was with someone else. Everything inside me went still. My bachelor party, the night I was out with my closest friends, celebrating what I thought was the start of my future. That same night, Lisa had been in bed with another man. And she didn't even try to deny it. She was laughing about it. Something inside me snapped. I wasn't going to let this slide. Not anymore. I stared at the screen, my vision tunneling in on her last message. My whole body felt hot, but my fingers were ice cold as I gripped the phone. She cheated on me the night of my bachelor party, the night I was out with my closest friends, celebrating her. And now she was laughing about it, like it was some inside joke. My breathing slowed, my pulse hammered in my skull. I wasn't about to let her walk away from this like it was nothing. I called her. The phone rang twice before she picked up. Oh my God, are you seriously calling me? She said, her voice laced with fake exhaustion. What do you want? I couldn't even speak at first. I could hear movement in the background, him. The guy from her apartment. That smug bastard was still there. You're disgusting, I said finally. My voice was disturbingly calm. You actually make me sick. Lisa laughed. Laughed, like I just told her some dumb joke. Oh, don't be so dramatic, she said. You're acting like I killed your dog or something. I clenched my jaw so hard it hurt. We were engaged, Lisa, I said slowly, deliberately, forcing the words through gritted teeth. You were supposed to be my wife. Yeah, well, she clicked her tongue. Plans change. Plans change. That was it. That was all she had to say about throwing away our entire relationship. Why? I asked, not because I thought she'd give me some deep, meaningful answer, but because I needed to hear it. I needed to hear her say it to understand how someone could be this heartless. Lisa sighed dramatically, like she was so tired of this conversation. Look, I don't know what you want me to say. You're just predictable, you know? Safe. And I guess I wanted something a little more exciting. Safe? I had spent years making sure she had everything she wanted. I worked late to afford our apartment, took her on vacation, let her have the final say in every stupid argument just to keep her happy. I thought that's what you did when you loved someone. And to her, I was just predictable. So all of it was a lie. I asked. Another sigh? Jesus, you act like I never loved you. I did, okay? Just not enough to stop myself, I guess. Not enough. I should have hung up right there. Should have deleted her number, blocked her on everything, burned every trace of her from my life. But I wasn't done, because Lisa had spent years making me feel like the lucky one, like I was the one who had to earn her love. But now I saw the truth. She was about to learn what it felt like to be discarded. I exhaled slowly, forcing every ounce of emotion from my voice. "All right," I said. Lisa hesitated. "All right," I said again. "You're right. This isn't a big deal. Plans change." She was silent for a moment. I knew her. I knew she was expecting some big reaction, screaming, begging, crying. But instead I gave her nothing, and it threw her off. "Okay then," she said, but I could hear the confusion creeping into her voice. "Yep," I said, my voice light, casual. "Anyway, you should probably check the wedding venue. I put the deposit in your name." Silence. Then I smirked. "Yeah, and the florist, and the catering, and the dress alterations, all of it. I hope your new guy is ready to pay up, because I'm done." Lisa sucked in a sharp breath. "You have a good life, Lisa." I cut her off. "Or at least, an exciting one." And then I hung up. I stared at my reflection in the rearview mirror. The guy looking back at me wasn't the same idiot who had walked into her apartment an hour ago. That guy was gone. The silence after I hung up was louder than anything Lisa could have said. I sat there gripping my phone, waiting for the wave of pain to hit me, waiting for the heartbreak, the regret, the whiff of a spiral that always comes after something shatters. But it didn't come. Instead, a slow, creeping satisfaction settled in my chest. The way she had gasped when I told her about the wedding deposits, the pure stunned silence. That was the first time I had caught her off guard. The first time she didn't have control. And I wasn't done yet. I took a deep breath, exhaled slowly, and opened my messages. Lisa and I had been together for years. That meant she introduced me to a lot of people, friends, family, people who thought she was this charming, sweet, devoted fiancée. I decided it was time they saw what I saw. I started with her maid of honor, Jess. Out of all of Lisa's friends, Jess was the one I tolerated the most. Because deep down, I think she knew Lisa was full of shit. She just never said it out loud. Me. "Hey, just so you know, Lisa and I are done. She's been cheating for months." It took less than 30 seconds for her to respond. "Jess. Just wait." "What?" I sent screenshots. Lisa's smug little messages, the "not that deep" line, the "not exclusive" line. Jess left me on read for a full 2 minutes. Then Jess. "I knew it. That fcur and damn be ***ch. I smirked. Me. "Just thought you should know before you waste money on a bridesmaid dress." Jess. "Oh, don't worry. I have no problem watching this whole thing burn." That was all the encouragement I needed. Next, I sent the messages to Lisa's parents, her conservative, traditional parents who adored me and thought their daughter had found a good, respectable man. I didn't say much, just me. "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Collins, just wanted to let you know the wedding is off. Lisa's been cheating on me for a while now. Figured you'd want to hear it from me first." Read. No response. I imagined the chaos happening in their house right now. I could practically hear her mother's voice, sharp, accusing, demanding answers. One by one, I messaged every single person who had RSVP'd to the wedding. No explanation, no niceties, just the cold, hard truth. Me. "Hey, just a heads up. The wedding's off. Lisa's been cheating. I'm done." It spread like wildfire. Lisa had spent years carefully curating her image, making sure everyone saw her as the charming, put-together, untouchable woman who always got what she wanted. She wasn't going to be able to spin this. Then, as I was sending the last few messages, my phone started ringing. "Lisa." I let it ring. She called again and again. By the fourth call, I picked up, but I didn't say anything. I let her sit in her own silence for a few seconds before she finally spoke. What the hell is wrong with you? She snapped, her voice sharp, furious. Are you serious right now? I said nothing. You told my parents. You told Jess. Still, I said nothing. You're acting insane, she hissed, like a pathetic, bitter little child. Are you that obsessed with making me look bad? I chuckled. Oh, Lisa, I said, my voice dripping with mock sympathy. You did that all by yourself. She sucked in a sharp breath. I swear to God if you don't stop. I hung up. Then I blocked her number. For the first time in years I felt free. The next morning, I woke up to absolute chaos. My phone was flooded, missed calls, unread messages, voicemails. Jess had texted me at least 6 times with updates. Jess. Dude, Lisa is losing it. Jess. Her parents are freaking out. They called me asking if it was true. Jess. Her mom is pissed. Like, I think she's on the verge of disowning her. Jess. Also, side note, her dad literally told me you deserve better. LOL. I smirked at that, but the next message made my stomach twist in the best possible way. Jess. She's trying to spin it, saying you're overreacting and that it was just a stupid mistake. I shook my head. A mistake? Lisa hadn't made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A mistake is saying something you don't mean in an argument. Lisa had spent months, years, living a double life, treating me like a backup plan, cheating with zero remorse. That wasn't a mistake. That was who she was. And now everyone knew. I got out of bed, stretched, and checked my messages again. One name stood out, Mark. Mark was one of my groomsmen, one of my closest friends. But more importantly, Mark was the guy who planned my bachelor party, and I had a feeling he had something to say about Lisa's little confession. I called him. He picked up immediately. Bro, he said. Tell me your f***ing A was with me. I sighed. Wish I was. She really cheated on you that night? He asked. Yep. We were out getting wasted. She was saying. Yep. Mark let out a slow breath. Dude, I don't even know what to say. There was a pause. Then, wait, his tone shifted. You don't think? He stopped himself and cursed under his breath. I frowned. What? Mark hesitated. Look, I wasn't going to say anything back then because, you know, you were about to get married, and I didn't want to plant doubts. But now, he sighed. That night at the bachelor party, Lisa was blowing up your phone. I clenched my jaw. I remembered. Lisa had texted me over and over. At the time, I thought it was just her being clingy, maybe a little jealous that I was out with my friends. She kept asking where I was, when I was coming back. Mark said, and when you didn't respond right away, she called me. My grip on the phone tightened. She asked if I knew exactly where you were, who you were with, what time you'd be home. My pulse slowed. Holy shit. She wasn't just checking in. She was making sure she had time. Mark exhaled. Dude, I think she planned it. A deep, sickening realization settled over me. Lisa hadn't just been cheating. She had used my bachelor party as an alibi. She had waited for me to be distracted, surrounded by my friends, knowing I wouldn't check my phone for hours. And then she had done it, secure in the knowledge that I'd never catch her. A slow, cold rage spread through my chest. Thanks for telling me, I said finally. My voice sounded different, calmer, colder. Mark hesitated. What are you going to do? I smiled. I think it's time Lisa gets a taste of her own medicine. I wasn't done with Lisa, not yet. She had spent years controlling the narrative, spinning every situation in her favor, making herself the victim when it suited her, always staying 2 steps ahead. Not this time. She was about to learn what it felt like to be blindsided. I started with her job. Lisa worked at a fancy marketing firm, the kind of place that thrived on reputation and image. She always bragged about how her boss, Karen, adored her, how she was on track for a big promotion. So, I made sure Karen got an email. Nothing dramatic, nothing that made me look bitter, Just a friendly tip that one of her senior employees had been using company hours and company resources to meet up with her extracurriculars. Lisa used her work laptop for everything, and I knew for a fact she had scheduled more than one of her little rendezvous on her work calendar, thinking I'd never see it. Attached to the email were a few carefully selected screenshots of Lisa's messages, ones where she joked about ditching work to see one of her side guys. I hit send. Next, her social circle. Lisa was the type who thrived on social media. She lived for validation, the likes, the comments, the curated image of being the perfect fiancé. So, I logged into our wedding website. We had set it up months ago, a cute little page with our love story, RSVP links, and wedding details. It was still active, and conveniently, I had full access. I changed the homepage. Gone was the cheesy romantic header. In its place, a single message. Wedding cancelled. Turns out the bride was sleeping with other men. Underneath, I attached screenshots, not all of them, just enough to paint a clear picture. The texts, the smirks, the "not that deep" message. Then I sat back and watched. It took less than an hour for it to spread. Lisa called me 50 times. I ignored every single one. Jess texted me. Jess. Dude, I have never seen someone self-destruct this fast. This beautiful. Jess. Her boss saw the email. She's in deep shit at work. Jess. Also, her cousin just commented on the wedding site saying, "Wow, Lisa didn't know you were such a classy lady." I laughed, really, truly laughed. But the best part. Lisa wasn't the only one getting exposed. See, in all the chaos, people started asking questions. Who was she cheating with? How long had it been going on? And that's when I got a message from an unknown number. I clicked on it. Unknown. Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I think my boyfriend is one of the guys Lisa cheated with. My eyebrows shot up. Oh, this was getting interesting. I texted back. Tell me everything. The message came from a woman named Emily. I didn't recognize the number, but her name sounded vaguely familiar. Emily. I think we need to talk. Do you have time for a call? Oh, I had time, I replied. I stepped outside, leaned against my car, and called her. She picked up almost instantly. Hey, she said, her voice tight. I don't really know how to say this, but I just found out my boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend now, was sleeping with Lisa. I clenched my jaw. Who's your boyfriend? There was a pause. Ryan, she said. Everything inside me went still. Ryan? I knew that name. Lisa's coworker, the one she swore up and down was just a friend, the one she used to complain about constantly, until suddenly she didn't. I should have known. I exhaled through my nose, trying to stay calm. How did you find out? Emily let out a bitter laugh. I went through his phone. I had a feeling something was off, so I checked his messages. She sucked in a breath. There were so many, like I'm talking months worth of texts, pictures, videos. I felt something dark settle in my chest. How long? Emily hesitated, then in a small voice she said, A year. A year. Lisa and I had been engaged for 16 months. That meant she had started screwing Ryan 4 months after saying yes to my proposal. My grip tightened around my phone. Did he ever mention my name? Emily sighed. Yeah, a lot. My stomach twisted. What did he say? That she didn't really love you, but she felt like she had to go through with the wedding because it was too late to back out. Emily's voice dripped with disgust. She literally called you her backup plan. Something inside me shattered. Backup plan. That was all I had ever been to Lisa, a safety net. The guy she kept around while she screwed other men, waiting to see if something better came along. Emily kept talking. Oh, and it gets worse. She said Ryan wasn't the only one. My breath caught. What? Yeah, Ryan thought he was the only one too. But guess what? She was cheating on him too. That caught me off guard. She was seeing multiple guys. Emily continued. Ryan found out about one of them a few weeks ago, and Lisa convinced him it was a one-time mistake. But after I found all the messages, I put two and two together. I ran a hand down my face. This was beyond anything I expected. Lisa hadn't just cheated. She had layered lies on top of lies. She had juggled multiple affairs while stringing both me and Ryan along. And now it was all collapsing around her. Emily cleared her throat. Look, I don't know what your plan is, but I think we should team up. I smirked. You read my mind. Emily and I didn't waste time. If Lisa wanted to play games, we were about to end them. We spent the next 2 hours piecing everything together, cross-referencing messages, tracking timelines, connecting the dots. Lisa never thought we'd compare. Turns out, Lisa wasn't just cheating with multiple guys. She was lying to them all at the same time. She told Ryan she was only with me because breaking up would be too complicated. She told another guy, some personal trainer named Jake, that I was too controlling and that she was stuck in the relationship. And the best part, she told a third guy, some idiot named Brandon, that she and I were basically broken up but still living together because of the lease. She had entirely different stories for each of them, and all of them thought they were the only side piece. That was about to change. Emily and I made a group chat. We named it Lisa's Fan Club. And then one by one, we added every single guy she cheated with. Ryan, Jake, Brandon, some other dude Emily found in her boyfriend's messages named Kyle. 5 guys. 5. And then finally, we added Lisa. She saw the notification instantly. Typing appeared. Then Lisa. What the actual F***K is this? Emily and I didn't say a word. We just started dropping receipts, screenshots of her texts to Ryan, flirty messages she sent Jake, her late night. I miss you. Text to Brandon while she was literally in bed next to me, voicemails, photos, dates, everything. The chat exploded. Ryan. What the F***K? Are you kidding me? Jake. Wait, she told me she was single. Brandon. Bro, she literally spent the night at my place last weekend. WTF. Kyle. I knew something was off. LMFAO. And then Lisa lost it. Lisa. Are you F***King serious right now? You're all overreacting. Lisa. This is my personal life. Stay out of it. Lisa. You guys are so insecure. Jesus Christ. That's when Emily dropped the final bomb. She posted a picture, a selfie Lisa had sent to Ryan. Nothing scandalous, just her in his bed wearing his hoodie. The timestamp, 2 days before she and I toured the wedding venue. The group chat erupted. Ryan. You lying ***ch. Brandon straight up left the chat. Jake and Kyle started comparing notes. And Lisa? She completely unraveled. Lisa. You guys are F***King psychos. Lisa. I hope you're all happy. Lisa. F***K off. Then she left the chat. I sat back, watching the aftermath unfold. Lisa had spent years playing people, lying, manipulating. And now she had nowhere to hide. Lisa was done. Finished. She had spent years weaving a web of lies, playing every man in her life like a damn puppet, convinced she would never get caught. And now, she was exposed. After she stormed out of the group chat, the fallout came fast. Ryan called me, still seething. Ryan. Bro, I don't even know what to say. He admitted. I thought she actually cared about me. I almost laughed at that. Yeah, well, welcome to the club. Brandon texted Emily, still in shock. Brandon. Lisa had been with me the very night she was supposed to be picking out wedding invitations with me. I just sat back and enjoyed the show, throwing in the occasional "Damn, this is wild" into the chat. And Jake? Jake went nuclear. Apparently, Lisa had borrowed $2,000 from him a few months back, saying she was struggling with bills. Guess what? That was around the same time she booked a fancy weekend getaway for me and her. Yeah, she used another man's money to fund our romantic trip. Jake wasn't having it. Jake. She's paying me back, he said. One way or another. And then, as if the universe wasn't done punishing Lisa, I got a text from Jess. Jess. OMG. Her job just fired her. I blinked. What? Me? Jess. Dude, HR got the email you sent. Turns out she was already on thin ice for some other stuff, so they just cut her loose. No severance, nothing. I let out a slow breath. She lost everything. Her engagement gone. Her job gone. Her reputation destroyed. I sat with that for a second. I expected to feel vindicated, triumphant, and in a way, I did. But more than anything, I felt free. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about pleasing Lisa. I wasn't walking on eggshells, trying to keep her happy. I was done. That night, she tried calling me one last time. I didn't answer. Instead, I texted her. Hope it was exciting enough for you. And then I blocked her. I don't know what Lisa is doing now, and I don't care. What I do know is this. When my mom warned me about her, I didn't listen. I was blind. But not anymore. And next time, I won't ignore the warning signs.